actually kind of feel a little bit what Casey's saying, but I think that there is a huge difference because what you do see is like when there are guys such as Tiger. Tiger comes from a two-parent household. He grew up in um, Calabasas. He's always been a rich kid. So even with seeing him have the type of sentiment of him falling down the path of having a baby mama and stuff like that, he's not getting praise for that. Like he's not getting any type of acknowledgement. Or when you see like Lonzo Ball and you see his children, like Laura Ball and his children, they're not praising those men for doing stupid decisions. Like you got a father around. You shouldn't be with women like, Miss Nikki Baby making babies, and you shouldn't be. The difference is when we see black men in certain social statuses and certain type of growing up in environments versus black women, they don't get that type of praise. People are avidly praising Sierra Princess Harris Wilson, who went from a two-parent household, became the fourth baby mama, and then happened to get married as if like she's overcome some just real traumatic experience, or like they immediately victimized her as a woman who consciously grew up, made decisions. She had several different public relationships before then, went down the path of, being with a man who she was nobody's stepmom, to being with 50 Cent when she became a stepmom from Bow Wow, and then it's like now women look to champion her as some form of hero, like, oh, she overcame this. And you will see that whether you're seeing it from a woman who is like Glossiana. Glossiana, of course, come from Memphis. She got 2 kids. She a baby mama. She a rapper now. She made it up off of, F and F, like she was outside with her ratchet friends. And you get to see women saying, oh, well, she's doing something to feed her kids. Or even when you look at Sexy Red, she has a son. And women are like telling Dana Dane, who is one of my close, social media friends, like, oh, well, why she hating? Like, y'all mad she getting money? Like, she taking care of her kids. Or even Keke Palmer. First thing that women said was she didn't need him because now she had money. So it's kind of okay if she ends up in this situation. Everything that Casey said, I absolutely agree with, as far as it can be a mentality of us championing for the underdog. But I absolutely think that there is this initial sector of us trying to victimize women when they have been in struggles that are associated with us and our likeness. The familiarity of it. Even how she mentioned becoming a mom and getting her body back versus a woman who just regularly works out. Women love Lori Harvey with a deception of men. But when she started talking about how she keep her fitness up, she becomes a threat now. Because why are you championing for me to lose weight? They even went so far to call her fat phobic by saying she works out. But if it's a woman who done had multiple kids and she can still look like she never had one, now she becomes this person who can be a hero. And it's like we have to really learn to separate where the disconnect is with the start of a person who is on the right path versus trying to champion a person who intentionally goes and makes mistakes. They're a willing participant in their own demise. And then we go and try to give them this whole they can change mentality. But if you were talking about a man who was a cheater and he cheated with 3 women, no way in hell you would assume that she changed, but he can change. But if it was a woman with OnlyFans and now she don't want to do that no more, all of a sudden she walking the right path and she's the best person in the world, we should listen to her. So I think somewhere there is a disconnect.
Black China.
As a matter of fact,
you make a great point, Paris. That was a great ass point, especially with Sierra.
As a matter of fact, I agree. When we found out that Steve Harvey was possibly being cheated on by his wife, everybody, now mind you, this is a person everybody's been championing because Steve Harvey has been the simp of the world. Women been in his corner. The moment they found out that he might have gotten cheated on, the very first thing women said was, well, that's what you get. You got it how you got it. They basically started denigrating him for possibly losing his wife. They were like, you got what you got because you shouldn't have cheated on your ex-wife and all of this. Then him cheating was thrown right back in his face. But they would never do that for a lot of these women.
Sweetie, you're right, but that's the worst
actual fan base to have ever. You saw the same thing happen with Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
As soon as they find out some news that they don't like, they will turn on you 180 so quick.
No, here's the difference.
He dealt with the same thing.
Everybody already knew Steve Harvey had cheated on his ex-wife, and then Steve Harvey started coming out and simping. But the moment they found out that he was possibly being cheated on, they turned on him.
Tarnishing his character and deeming it as if something that he may have deserved. But Keke Palmer never even slept with, Usher. It was never even a thing. It was just the idea that she possibly disrespected him and he didn't like it. But the idea that he got online and he said something, right, where they could actually connect that he did something disrespectful, it was now I'm acting like my dad. If you want to be funny, I'm going to be hilarious attitude about it. It was almost the initial attack that, hey, he has to have some form of ramifications for his actions. And if it makes him hurt, if it makes him embarrassed, it's okay.
Let me get Precious up in there. Go ahead, Precious.
I mean, we just heard Mr. Let Go champion for Brittany Renner. Women will always have this pass, and I don't necessarily give women a pass. You're an adult. Act like an adult. Just because you have a vagina don't mean that you get a pass. We're all adults. And I think that a lot of women try to use but I didn't know, I was young and dumb, I was stupid back then, and it's affecting me now. No, get your stuff together. Get your stuff, especially if you have kids. If you have a child, you can't continue to say, oh, I was young and dumb. No, now you have somebody to live for. Now you have someone that is looking at you and you have the responsibility to raise them. So I think it's, women have always tried to use this, women want to be the weaker, lesser vessel when it benefits them. They don't want to be the weaker, lesser vessel when it benefits both in the relationship, where you're supposed to be that weaker, lesser vessel, where you're supposed to have that reverence. They just want to do it when it benefits them. And I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that works. It's actually a divide for our community. If you're going to do it where it benefits the both of you, not where it just benefits you. Because honestly, you think that you're doing it to benefit you, you're just going to really fall on your face at the end.
Man, wait. Man, that was like wrapped up in a perfect summary, because women really want to pick and choose when they want to be weak, because 90% of the time they want to be looked at strong as another man, competing with men in the workplace, in the home. But then when it benefits them, now it's, oh, but I'm a woman, and where is this, and well, what about me, and woe is me. That was okay. I'm gonna be quiet.
You know what I find interesting?